Day 16 is going to be mainly a driving day. We're going to be covering this area from Morro Bay to Monterey and going through Big Sur. We'll be making a lot of little stops along the way for photo opportunities. But before we start that drive, we decide to go back to Morro Rock and see if the sea otters are still there. And there they are, wrapped up in the kelp, just about 10 feet offshore. We'll be heading down California 1 today. And we'll be going along this area through Big Sur along the coast. Let's get started. We'll be making several stops along the way just to look out at the coastal area. This area is going to be more rugged than the area we were looking in. Not a lot of sand beaches along this area. And the California ground squirrels still looking for a handout. Our next stop will be the Vista Point Elephant Seal Overlook. This is an area where the elephant seals pull out to breed. We're at the end of the breeding season. This is a female out on the rocks. And all along the shore there are all sorts of pups, about 3 months old, that are waiting for their mothers to return. As you can see here, these will be the pups. This is again one of the females. You can tell because her nose is not that long, as it would be for an adult male. And most of these are pups, waiting for their mothers to come back. As you look along the beach, we come to this male. Notice how big his nose is, but he's a fairly small one. And here we see many females laying down. As we get back on the road, it starts to rain. But it doesn't keep raining long, but will be raining off and on throughout the rest of the trip. Now it's time to head up into Big Sur. We're going to be going 4X on this so we can cover as much territory as possible and see as much as we can. Now we come to McAway Falls. Notice the fall falling directly onto the beach here. We're going to be seeing redwoods all along the way. It'll be the big trees that we see and the taller ones. We now enter for Big Sur State Park, and we'll be in it for a while. We'll be eating at the Riverside Inn. As we drive along, if you see the hill over on the left, that is the Big Sur Lighthouse. We're going to stop and take pictures of it in a minute. And here's the Big Sur Lighthouse. The lighthouse is actually on the other side of the hill. As you can see from this satellite view, the lighthouse is on the hill, and this whole thing is a peninsula. Now we cross Bixby Bridge, one of the landmarks of this drive. We're going to drive up on the hill to get a better view back at it. It starts to rain again as we leave the Bixby Bridge. Now I'll be doing 17-mile drive, which is a drive around several golf courses out on the Pebble Beach Peninsula, one of which will be Pebble Beach. This area has all sorts of houses and is a residential area mainly, and has 6 golf courses on it. As we drive along, there's some California mule deer just along the side of the road. They don't seem very scared at all. Now we enter and start driving around Pebble Beach Golf Course itself. We're not actually going to be golfing. We're just going to be able to look over and see people doing it as we go along the seashore. This is a pretty rugged seashore here, and a beautiful view. And now we come to Bird Island, and we're going to look at it a few minutes. It's covered by cormorants right now. As we drive on around the golf course, you can see the wind is blowing very hard right now and kicking up a lot of sand and dust. We have now come to Cypress Point. When Cabrillo saw this, he called it Snow Point for some reason because it looked so white, maybe the sand. But this is a good place to see harbor seals and their pups. Now we come to the place called the Lone Cypress. It's been here for over 250 years, and as you can see, the land has been eroding around it. This is a Monterey Bay cypress, and they're very rare. And now we've come to a park on the other side of the peninsula. Offshore here is where John Denver's plane crashed, and there's a memorial set up for him here. And now it's time to head to our hotel for the night. We'll be staying at the Comfort Inn, Monterey Bay Peninsula Airport. And this brings us to the end of day 16.